You ready?
For the industry and the growth of music online. Well, Barry Cuny is the editor of the technology website Were you surprised by this verdict today?
I'm very surprised to see this verdict to come on me, because I was not expecting that. And I came, they told me something else, and I'm coming. You got an interview, so it's a big surprise anyway.
A big surprise.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
So this thing goes on for 1 minute and 43 seconds. And by now, I think it's pretty clear that she knows this is the wrong guy. But she's professional. And professional means you keep doing the interview. So they end up having this long talk. Microphone? I did, didn't I? Professionalism is what it's all about. They just end up having this long talk about the lawsuit, in which the guy ends up doing pretty well, I gotta say. But it is amazing when having the show work at all costs is what you think of as professional rather than getting to the truth. And now you have to admit, the first 5 seconds of that video were absolutely priceless when he realizes exactly, yeah, just you look at his face. That's just, yeah. You really can't fake that. So as we look to a world in which they now have services and infrastructure so that you can just hold your mobile phone up if something interesting is happening, and it is streaming live to the web as you do it, stamped with the date and with the location, and through image recognition within the next few years, with the identities of most of the people you're filming, if they've ever been tagged in the system before, which is highly likely. That is an incredible shift of power to people that might have these devices, and a real question facing the professional media to say, how can we tap this? How can we relate to this? How can we temper it so that the uses to which it's put actually end up ascribing to the highest standards that as journalists we believe in and that we are willing to risk our lives for? Now, just another moment on the dissemination front. When New York Times or BBC is blocked in China, that's it, they're blocked in China. They're like, well, that's too bad. They don't really take any action to get around it or to say, you know what, we're going to host our content on several other sites and let the Chinese block those too. But we're not just going to give up. We could have one employee whose job all day is to figure out where we're being censored and how to keep getting the message out around the edges. I don't know of any newspaper that has that employee. And instead, people around the public have founded sites like WikiLeaks or LiveLeak, from whom we will be hearing next. And I don't think it is a coincidence that the people who are doing this are not, so far as I know, funded by or directly flowing from the journalism establishment. They are undertaking something because they think it's important to do, offering a platform for stuff to come up and to get around the blocks that might be there. And in this case, to apply some editorial judgment at the threshold that you'll hear about. So it's not just a site about, car accidents and porn or something. It's really trying to say there exists stuff, messages that we want to see. And I think that's no coincidence, because if you look and you see, there are risks taken by people here who are so non-powerful that they have very little to lose. They just have their ideology. And then the risks go down until you come back up again when you're powerful enough that you figure no one can stop me. This is when everybody piles on and says, we will bravely show this movie that we have no real penalty to showing. It's over here that we see some of the real progress being made. And the question is, to what extent does a professional establishment fall in this unfortunate, uncanny valley? More powerful so that it really does stand to lose something important if it should get in trouble, but not powerful enough to get over it. The other graph I would just have us bear in mind as I finish is thinking about the slope of the freedom curve. We heard from Freedom House, from the indexers, keeping an eye on the amount of freedom per country. The most interesting data there to me is what we call panel data. Data over time. Is the slope of the freedom curve up or down? Down, says Freedom House. This is an interesting debate to have, and I look forward to having it, because mine is only impressionary. Mine is, in a place like China so far, up. I think it is actually easier in China today, yes, thanks to the net, to get a message out and to receive it. And as long as that curve is up, I'm feeling okay. The thing to watch for.
In the Middle East.
In the Middle East as well, completely agreed. And that's something probably not to lose sight of in a day that I think the headlines will otherwise be, censorship continues around the world. I think the slope of the curve is up, and the question is, can we maintain it that way? If you want to learn more about it, there's the Access Denied book I was talking about, chunks of which are online at opennet.net. That's all about filtering around the world. This is the future of the internet and how to stop it. Cover design provided by, I know I'm going to say the name wrong, Ivo van der Ent from the Netherlands, who won an internet contest to provide the cover from the book. I've never met him. I should have invited him today. But I did send him some money by PayPal, and I'm very grateful for it. This is the book that talks about the internet and its other future. You can buy it, or it's available in its entirety online for free at futureoftheinter.net. So thank you very much.